Hey guys, gonna make this episode quick today. I'm gonna do one of my little devil advocate episodes. If you haven't seen it before, basically I take a random topic produced by a random topic generator, and my little twist on it is that I, rather than give my opinion, I give what I believe is the opposite of whatever the public opinion or however the statement is done. I give that alternate view of it. So I'm gonna jump right into it, and today's topic is: would you rather have $10 million instantly on the spot, cash falls in front of you, or would you rather have $10 show up anytime you snap, cash right on the spot? So the reason I kind of phrased it the way I did, the original question just said $10 anytime you snap or $10 million instantly. I wanted to phrase it properly with like cash involved because I believe that definitely affects this question. I believe the immediate answer for most people would be $10 million cash is definitely the way to go. To snap a million times would be a lot. Also, $10 million is more money than most people could imagine spending. The reason I'm throwing in the fact that in both cases it's cash and it's all coming in at once is that let's assume that all rules of the world still apply. If you had $10 million cash kind of fall in front of you, one, just quantity wise, that's probably a lot of bills. Even if it's $100 bills, that's a lot of money. You have to bring that money somewhere in a bank or something and deposit it. And if you ever brought $10 million cash to any given bank, your local bank, chances are they wouldn't accept that, or it would raise huge suspicions if you just walk in with $10 million in cash one day. That's a big red flag. They would probably call cops on you, that kind of thing. Also, for the $10 cash in your hand every time you snap, I feel that's more manageable with how most people live their life. I believe that by just having those $10 every time I snap, it wouldn't radically change how I live my life. It would just make things easier, and I'm not looking to radically change my life. The $10 million cash, a lot of people, even if you found a way to deposit it, make it so you could have it on your credit card kind of thing, or in your checking account, whatever it may be, I think people would suddenly go out and spend it like crazy. And I'm not looking to do those kind of things. Realistically, if I needed a lot of money, my logical thing would be I would probably every time I snap, get $10, I would just snap pretty much all day long so I could build up a little money, save that money. Eventually save up enough I could, buy a house, whatever I want. If you wanted to buy a house, let's say it's $200,000, that means you're snapping 20,000 times. I think that's a realistic number that you could do throughout like the day. You could snap, I don't know, let's call it 1,000 times a day if you really had to. Like, I don't think it's that hard of a goal to reach if you really wanted to. So that's kind of the general gist of things. Like I said, I wanted this to be a quicker video, just kind of dive right into it and give my opinion. I think that the snapping and getting $10 every time is definitely the less likely choice for most people. I think for most people it'd be a lot closer if you said it was $100 rather than $10, because then doing things like buying a house, buying a car with that amount of money is more realistic, a lot easier to obtain. Even comparing, apples to apples, 10 million versus 10 million. To get $10 million with snapping in the way it's phrased right now for $10 anytime you snap, you would have to snap a million times. That's a lot of snaps, obviously, but theoretically, I think it's very obtainable if you think about the speed at which you could snap without kind of getting tired and wearing out your fingers. I think throughout the course of a year or so, you could definitely snap about a million times. Maybe it would take longer than a year, but to get $10 million in even 2-3 years would be absolutely incredible. And then realistically, obviously, you could get more than $10 million if you were really dedicated to it. Trying to think of other positives. Just, I wanted to do this video more of off the cuff my immediate reactions on reading it. I didn't want to. Usually, I'm big on making a spreadsheet or a show sheet, planning out my thoughts and stuff. I thought it'd be more fun for me and you guys if I was just kind of going off the cuff. Obviously, a bit more organized, something I need to work on. But I think overall I've been giving decent arguments thus far. Another big thing is, in both cases, tax and all that isn't really an issue. The only big issue, well, I shouldn't say tax is an issue. If you put $10 million in a bank account, that's going to affect your tax bracket and stuff, but it's not really income, if you understand what I'm saying. Ultimately, I'm trying to think of a real negative to the $10 anytime you snap, other than just the physical act of snapping being, I guess, more difficult. I don't think it's really that hard to ask for. I know me particularly, I've never been like good at snapping. I know there's people that can snap real fast and real with a lot of sound to it. I'm not one of those people. But yeah, I think I've rambled enough on this topic. Realistically, I'm just thinking of my life as like a college student. It'd be more applicable to me that I could walk into a Taco Bell, snap, and buy 4 quesadillas. That's what I'm looking at with $10 anytime I snap. Whereas the $10 million, my immediate reaction would be drop out of school, put half of it into savings, and buy a house and car and stuff with the rest. And then even after that point, still looking at probably at least $3 million left over, aside from the part that was saved, part for house and car. I can't even fathom what I would really do with that $3 million. I'm not like big on traveling and stuff. I wouldn't go buying a jet or anything like that. Eventually, maybe, but it's not really on my list. So that extra $3 million would go towards some kind of luxuries. It'd be a lot of small stuff. So that's why the $10 anytime I snap makes a lot of sense for me. If I had $10 anytime I snap, there's a lot of like little subscriptions and stuff I would probably do more, like stuff that just because I'm the cheapest person in the world, I don't do. For example, a lot of apps and stuff, it'll be a 99-cent app. As soon as an app costs money, I have no interest in buying it. But if I had $10 anytime I possibly could snap, then things like that I think would be a lot more obtainable in my perspective. And then my world basically revolves around food, and any food I eat personally, I think it'd be very easy for me to snap. Even if I had a $200 meal, for me to snap 20 times, I could probably do that in under a minute. So I think that's just how I'm thinking of things. If for some reason you're watching this video at a point where my videos matter, please feel free to leave your comments in this video and any video. I don't think I've really mentioned that before, because I know for a fact all my videos so far have had 0 views. Eventually, like I've said before, I do plan on sharing these videos out. I'm just kind of dragging my feet because I'm not really sure about the prospect of people watching these videos. I don't think they're very good. I think they're somewhat interesting, but I'm not a good presenter, speaker. My voice is weird, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, a little insight on me at the end there, and I'm going to wrap it up with that. So thank you all for watching. I'll be back tomorrow.